Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. Hey, my beautiful people. Well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am so thrilled to have you join me today. In this month's series, we are diving deep into living life abundantly. And today's episode is all about the power of giving back and the abundance that flows from generosity. Yes, I thought maybe we just take a quick day of just talk about this just a little bit. Just touch it back a little bit. But before we get into it, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of you participating in our 10-day book challenge with Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor. I'm hearing such amazing things with just your progress and your reflections and how it's relatable to you. And I just commend you all for just being courageous, not only sharing and choosing yourself and choosing you to make that choice to change your elevation, but just to sharing it in our community. I truly love to hear everybody's story. And as I'm reading along, I mean, it's been great. It truly has been great. It has been great. It has. And I keep saying it truly has. It has been great. And even though it's kind of too late to join us in this community, if you're just listening right now, you can always go grab the book. It's Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor. You can grab it on Audible, on Amazon. And as I mentioned before, it has helped change my life. Really, I've been reading this book since October, I believe, 20th maybe. Every day. Every day I give it at least 30 minutes a day read of it. I have committed myself for the next 60 days of doing it, reading it. And like I said, I'm going to take it out throughout the rest of the year. And that's part of my reading commitment to doing that. Definitely. And it's been a part of this series. I don't think I would have been able to begin and start this series without reading that book. And again, I shout out to all of my all of the participants that has joined that challenge. We're in it now. We're in it now. I think we're like day 4 or 5 in it right now. It has truly been a great. We've been having fun with some fun exercises, and I got some more fun ones coming up in the next few days. All right. So before we get into the topic of giving back to the abundance of generosity, today is going to be a really nice, quick show, not long like it usually be. I just wanted to stop in real quickly and just share some things with you. Again, this is the month of living life abundantly, and we can't live life abundantly without giving back, right? Right. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break before we get into the topic. And when we get back, we're going to get to it, right? It's your girl, the Goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we'll be right back. Hey, it's your girl, the Goddess, Nyomi Banks. And make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all. And we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by. Me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to axnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good, so I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love Podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and today we're talking about giving back, the abundance of generosity. This is a topic that's going along with our series this month of Living Life Abundantly. But before we dive into today's conversation on generosity, let's take a moment to center ourselves. I'd like you to find a nice, comfortable position and close your eyes if you can. All right, so let's take a few deep breaths in together. Through your nose, breathe in, pause, exhale out through your mouth, breathe in again through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Now I want you to continue breathing, yes. Now as you continue breathing, I want you to put focus on gratitude. I want you to think of someone or something in your life that brings you joy. Now, as you exhale, I want you to let go of any stress or tension. Now, let's open ourselves up to both receiving and giving abundance today. And do a nice breathe in. Out, let go. Breathe in again. Out, let go. One more last deep breath in. Breathe out. Yeah. And when you are ready, slowly open up your eyes. And let's start this journey. All right. If you're new here to the Season of Self-Love Podcast, again, this is something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, just to help to just center ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. And even though this is going to be something quick, we still needed to get grounded, right? All right. So let's talk about generosity. Generosity is truly transformative, isn't it? So when we give from a place of genuine love and care, it not only brings joy to others, but it fills our heart as well. You see, generosity, it has this incredible way of making us feel richer in spirit. So when I think about generosity, I remember the times when small act of kindness made a big impact, whether it's helping a friend in need, supporting a cause we believe in, or even just being there for someone. These acts are what give life real meaning. You know, for me, honestly, this platform, the Season of Self-Love platform, Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap platform, those platforms, even my social media, those platforms, and when I post, um, inspirational things, that gives me light. It puts a smile on my face. Just even giving advice to others, being an ear for others, it gives me joy. I love that. I love being of service of others. That truly lights my world, my life. And it is very fulfilling and give me so much abundance. I say this all the time as sharing this platform with other amazing guests, sharing it in being teammates and working together to just make this world a better place is such a fulfilling feeling for me. It truly is. And for me, that is so much abundance right there. And it's a source of giving back for me. It is, as well as doing other things, every year every year I try to give back a little with, different organizations here. We're giving, for the holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. We kind of do a little things with the different organizations here with fundings and stuff like that. Was great. But, my biggest thing and one is I have for my two foundations that I've created is really getting those up and really moving and really changing lives. and that is truly going to come to fruition. And it really is. And I can't wait. And I'm claiming it now, that it's going to move and help so many millions of people. I'm putting out there millions of people. But again, today, as I also want to celebrate some incredible people who use their resources and platforms to give back. And one thing is, I think like Oprah Winfrey, like that's the standards that I want to be on, that Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, where I don't even have to speak. It just happens. Like I'm doing things and no one knows. I'm just moving in silence as I'm doing things. But it just is filling my soul, like Oprah. I mean, she has dedicated so much to supporting with education, and Taylor Swift, who's known for helping communities and her fans in so many cases. I mean, these figures, they remind us that we don't have to give on a grand scale to make a difference, but we can always give in ways that matter to us and to those that's around us. You see, each act, no matter the size, creates a ripple effect that spreads love, hope, and abundance. What I love is when I thought about, well, let me say this, when it came to me as a message to do the 10-day book challenge. And the book came to me through a message from a out prayer that I did. I did a prayer out saying I needed some guidance. And the book came to me through my sister. And from there, I said, okay, look, this book is not just for me. I need to share this book and I need to put it out there. And not only that, but I need to build a community, or start a community that like-minded people, or people that are looking to, that want to change their paradigm, that want to change their habits, to be able to do that. And for that, that's a little bit, and I'm saying it now, that's a little bit of giving back. And like I said in the beginning of this whole self-love platform, whatever that I learn, whatever that I get, I'm giving back. I'm giving back. If I can be a pebble in this ocean of life that make a ripple, then so be it. Let me create that ripple. Let me create that ripple. All right. So this is something new that I want to do, listeners. I've been doing a lot of new things this week, especially when it comes to a lot of guests that I've been interviewing this past week. I want to do an act of kindness challenge. All right. An act of kindness. I have a special challenge for each of you. I invite you to participate in what we're calling the Acts of Kindness Challenge. Over the next week, I encourage you to perform 3 acts of kindness. This could be anything from donating to a local charity, volunteering some of your time, or even something as simple as helping a neighbor or sharing words of encouragement with someone who needs it. After each act, take a moment to reflect. How did it make you feel? Did it shift anything in your perspective? And if you liked it. And once you do that, please share your experience in our community group on our Facebook or on social media with the hashtag Abundant Giving Challenge. And I would love to hear about your journey and celebrate these moments of generosity together. All right, so let's do a book reflection. Change your paradigm, change your life. As a part of our 10-day book challenge, I wanted to share a few insights from earlier chapters, the Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Book, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor, where he speaks so much about shifting our mindset. And I think that is very crucial when it comes to generosity. Sometimes our limited beliefs or fears around scarcity can make us hold back from giving freely because we feel like we don't have enough to give, so we want to keep it to ourselves. But when we begin to change our mindset, we can see that there is always enough to go around. And that by giving, we actually create a more abundance in our life. So as we continue reading, we can reflect on how shifting your perspective can inspire a generous action. And it's all about connecting. And it's all about a part of creating more fulfilling, abundant life. So I'm going to tell you a story. A few years ago, I remember when I was going through I guess you want to say my spiritual awakening is like once I retired from the industry, and I had just I started going back to church, and I had just got rebaptized. And I was going to church every Sunday religiously. I love church. That church. I love that church. And I was going back to church religiously. And I remember tithing. I remember tithing. And I remember when I was tithing, I kid you not, wasn't looking for anything back. But I saw that as I was tithing, there was like unbeknownst, like money was just coming to me. This money was just coming to me because I was just tithing just so freely. But let me tell you something. I used to have this love-hate relationship with tithing. And let me tell you, this is what you call church hurt. This is what you call with church hurt. Because I remember as a little girl, I remember my mom used to tithe all the time. We could be broke, hurt. The lights could have been turned off, but we had no food. But she would make sure she had tithe on Sunday. The church would get the money. We be in the house like we ain't got no food. But she went on the tithe. And so I'd be thinking like, dang, you gonna give it to the church and the church ain't gonna give us no food or nothing to eat. So we gotta wait till you get paid the next week to get whatever. That's what my little young mind was thinking. So I've always had this thing with tithing. But during this moment, like when I say I'm serious, when I went and got baptized, it's like my whole mind had changed. I was in a community that I truly understood why I was there. I truly understood the connection between me and the pastor that was speaking. Like I understood the words. I understood the words that was in the Bible. I understood everything was connecting with me on a daily basis. Like I said, when I used to go to church then, at that moment, it was relating to what was happening in my household at that moment and at that time, and what was happening with me at that moment at that time. So that's the most connected that I've ever been. And so that was elevating my spiritual connected even more with God. Usually I had that in my car, but this time I had it in what they call the house of the Lord in church, that honestly I've never had that before. So what that had me with, I was able to give freely. And as I was giving freely to the church and saw them doing so many amazing things with the money that was being offered, there was tithing, the money was coming back to me, just falls. I wasn't looking for it, but that's just an example. What I'm saying is that, and at that time, I had just retired from the industry. I had just retired from the industry, and I was basically living on my savings. I hadn't even started really my businesses as of yet. I mean, I still had my I don't even think I started the radio show yet. I think I was still at Playboy Radio then. Or was I? I think I was. So it was like a transition. So I was unsure financially on how I was going to go, but it didn't make a difference. I was still tithing, hundreds of dollars in there. But then I saw money was coming in from just wherever, and I didn't question it. I just kept giving, just kept giving, and it was just so many things that was happening that was showing up right for me and my family at that time, that allowed us to truly be able to live abundantly, then to be able to move to Vegas and be able to purchase a home after 2 or 3 years. And this is just for my mindset not to be scarce. I wasn't scared. That transition alone, when I sit and I think in hindsight, it's like, do you know that you just changed the whole trajectory of your life from one set of things to another, and you just shifted? And I didn't think of it then, and just was giving. Like I was just giving. I was giving my time. I was just giving. Didn't think of it. Didn't think of it. Was just giving. And then everything, just everything was just coming. And I don't want to just speak about abundance in just financial things, because everything else was coming around me. Everything else good was coming around me. Even the things that I felt that were bad, that were revealing to me, no, those revealing things for me were good for me. Those revealing things were good for me. It's just now within the past few years, the scarcity kind of set in, and I'm kind of putting them out now, putting the fires out now. But if y'all understand what I'm saying, all right? Okay. All right. So, my beautiful people, I would love to hear from you on this journey of giving back. Please share your experience, your act of kindness, or even if your thoughts on Bob Proctor's book. If you've read it before, in our private community group, on our Facebook, The Season of Self-Love. And if you're posting on social media, remember to use the hashtag Abundant Giving Challenge so we can connect and inspire each other. Generosity is truly a gift on giving. I told you that this was going to be really quick, short, and to the point. So I'm going to thank you so much for joining me in today's episode on the abundance of generosity. And I hope that you feel inspired to go out and spread kindness in small or big ways, knowing that each act to the abundance will create in the world. I want you to remember that our next episode will continue to explore things around living abundantly. And if you enjoyed this series, please consider leaving a review, sharing it with a friend, and joining us in the community for even more connection and growth. So let's close with a thought. Generosity is not about what is in our wallet, but what's in our heart. Thank you for being here. And until next time, keep loving, keep giving, and keep living abundantly. Beautiful day. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.